don't know. I don't know how much space I have here, but I'm gonna try to do a little video on uh, giving some credit to the strengths and the technical improvements made by Wyatt Fierce on YouTube here, and his left arm on table work in arm wrestling. What's up, guys? Um, Talking about an upcoming match here in January with Wyatt Fierce on the left arm. When Wyatt was first coming on the left arm, he had a tremendous amount of side pressure, and he had a tremendous, well, not so much on the left arm, but he has a natural bicep strength, whereas his wide palm in the strap and his natural wrist flexion ability and wrist health aids him in the strap nicely. But his pronation, essentially, because he would lose his wrist kind of like that. So he was able to come in with his shoulder and force a flop, although that's kind of going to explode his elbow. But that's come a long way. You know, his press has come a long way. His losing his hand in the flop press, you know, he's kept keeping his hand a lot better. He's more pushing with that ridge more than the upper hand. He's learned a lot. And while he's been really focused on the right, he's kind of diverting some of his attention to the left now as well. So I'm anticipating a tremendous amount of side pressure and a very difficult match. There's not a lot of I don't have anything on my side with this one. Right now, since he did take a couple weeks and train his left, he did beat our left-handed guy. He beat Mason Finland. And so, essentially, because while I thought I was in the running without any sort of preparation between me and Mason, I thought that I could beat Mason in a super match. So, without actually doing it competitively, everyone just says that, and I think that's right. Mason is the number one in our group. When Wyatt beat him on the October 7th event, or in the event, it was the first match. He then took the number one left-handed spot in our club, the Kansas City Climbers. Tentatively. We're not really sure on the name, but that sounds pretty good to me. So, potentially, even though in basically 5 months I have a match with Mark Jones on the left arm, which is going to be crazy, I'm going to have a match in January with Wyatt, and he has the number one spot. So I guess, Mark, if maybe you won't want the match. If I win, essentially, if I win against Wyatt, then I'll be the number one spot in our group. I will hold the number one left-handed place in our club. And if I lose, then it's like my rebound match is with Mark, and Mark hasn't done anything on the left. So, yeah, that'll be me and Mark's in club first super matches on left. So that'll be good, unless of course I win, because then it'll be for a title match, and I don't think he's really wanting to get that crazy with it. But yeah, my left arm has some surprising sticky points. It's the stronger arm, whereas my right is the stronger hand. I think Wyatt's hand is really coming along. I don't know if he's going to do any sort of work on wrist flexion or pronation or anything. I think the main things he does is just pronation and rising. And he goes really heavy, and he recovers really well. So you're very strong, Wyatt. I think it'll be a good match. I think it's going to be a real test for me. Not just because of our normal pulling, but because of the work you did in your prep for Mason, which brought you the number one place. Another silver bullet match. Go check that out on Finland's World. Wow. Yeah, those were great matches. The thing with him and me is he has a lot of side pressure. Does not have, or did not, right? I don't know what. I have not really pulled with him a lot since the event with Mason, but does not have the press needed just yet. And I don't know that I do either. I know that Mark pulls me out of my press all the time. And I think we're kind of about the same in the hook on left, believe it or not. And he has center table in an awesome way, but not very far. I don't think he can roll out of my hand. So there's a lot of room to grow. Hopefully we'll get to do some more sparring before January, and then yeah, I'm guessing just the end of December, stop pulling with each other and leave it to the suspense, and I'll start pulling every day after that, at that point, to get ready, because I don't do any weights on my left. And I think it'll be a good match. Me and Wyatt have no issues, no animosity. We initially said, this is long before Mason and him thought they were close, or he wanted a match with Mason or whatever. I don't even remember where that came from, but initially when he beat me on the right hand, which was something I wanted for a long time, I wanted to beat Wyatt. I wanted to compete with him on the right hand for years. He beat me 6-0, and we said we were going to, at the time we said we were going to do a left-handed match after the right-handed match, but we were both too tired. I was sick, he hurt his shoulder, whatever. It wasn't a great day for either of us. Obviously, less so for me. But we didn't end up doing, and then, I went on vacation, we came back, things just didn't line up. Sometimes he couldn't be there, sometimes I couldn't be there. We never ended up doing the lefty match, and both of our lefts have just kept improving, so that's probably a lot closer than our right hands are. But still, I think with the training he did, #1 in the group now, it's kind of more than I was, expecting to have to bite off and chew. But I'm hoping I can chew it and swallow it and spit it out and do whatever I want, because I need to win something. I don't know. Sometime in this next year, 2023, we should have everyone down for sure on the list of where they are in the rankings. So that'll be exciting. Wyatt, hey, do your best, man. Prepare like you did for Mason, and it should go well for you. I'll do everything I can to give you some competition. I'll try to beat you. I'll try and do my very best and give God the glory. So I'll see you in January, my friend. Lefty, stay after it, okay? And find truth in arm wrestling. Stay massive.